I overheard her telling her mother, "I'll just wait until he's deployed, then I'll empty the accounts." I said nothing. I just re-enlisted for a 5-year tour. After I transferred every cent to a new bank, her scream when she saw the dollars balance. Original post I 34 am, or I guess was, a 12-year guy in the service. My whole plan for the last 2 years has been, finish this contract and punch out. I was done. I had my savings, $162,400 to be exact, from deployment pay, bonuses, and living in the barracks for years before I got married, and I was ready for civilian life. I was going to start a small logistics consulting business. My wife, Serafina, 30, Sarah, and I have been married for 4 years. She always said she was so proud to be a military wife. But lately, she wasn't. She was miserable. She hated the base, hated my hours, and really hated that I was frugal. She wanted the big house, the new top trim SUV, the officer's wife lifestyle on my E6 pay. Things were tense. I was heading out for a 9-month deployment in 3 weeks. I figured this was the last hurdle. We'd get through this, I'd get out, and we could finally start our real life, as she put it. I came home early from final prep 2 weeks ago. I was just walking in the back door. Sarah was on the patio, on the phone with her mother, Brenda. She was talking in that low, conspiratorial voice she gets. I stopped. "Mom, I just have to hang on a little longer," Sarah was saying, swirling a glass of wine. "His deployment is in 3 weeks. He's finally getting out after this one, thank God. He thinks we're gonna move and start some stupid business." She laughed. It was an ugly sound. "No. I'll just wait until he's wheels up. He said I'm in charge of all the accounts while he's gone. I'll empty the savings, transfer it, and file. By the time he gets back, I'll be long gone with a new apartment. He'll be stuck over there and I'll have the nest egg. He owes me this, Mom, for making me live here." I just stood there. My blood didn't boil. It turned to ice. The accounts. She meant my accounts. My $162,400. Money I had before I even met her, and money I'd earned on 2 previous deployments. But to make things easier, I'd put her on as an authorized user. I gave her the login info, the debit card for the household account. I did it because I trusted her. The nest egg. I didn't say a word. I backed out of the door, quietly got in my truck, and drove to a small park off base. I sat there for an hour. I didn't rage. I just planned. She wanted to treat my life's work as a nest egg to be stolen. Okay, the next morning I told her I had to go to the base for final out processing all day. My first stop was not the base. It was a national credit union she had never heard of. I opened a new checking account and a new high-yield savings account. All in my name. All with a new mailing address. My parents' place, out of state. My second stop was my current bank, the one she had access to. I initiated a full wire transfer. $162,000. I left exactly $500.38 in the savings account and maybe $200 in the household checking. I closed her debit card, citing lost card, and had a new one with a new number mailed to my parents' address. I changed every password. My third stop was the base legal office, JAG. I spent 2 hours with the captain, explaining the situation. I didn't have proof yet, just what I heard. He advised me on protecting my assets, which I'd already done, and what a divorce would look like. My final stop was the base career counselor's office, the one I'd been avoiding. "Reese," the master sergeant said, surprised. "Thought you were getting out." "Change of plans, Master Sergeant," I said. "I need to see what my options are for re-enlistment. And I want a new duty station, as far away from here as possible. I'm open to an unaccompanied tour." An hour later, I was looking at re-enlistment papers, a 5-year contract, a spot in an advanced training school, followed by a new duty station on the other side of the country. A bonus was involved. I signed the papers. My deployment was still on. My separation date was now 5 years, plus the deployment. I went home. I was, for the next 2 weeks, the most loving husband you've ever seen. I took her to dinner. I talked about our future. I listened to her complaints. I played the part of the dumb, trusting grunt. "Are you sure I have all the passwords, baby?" she asked, the night before I left. "Just in case there's an emergency?" "You're all set, Sarah," I said, kissing her forehead. "You're in charge now." I left for deployment last Tuesday. Or, she thinks I did. In reality, my re-enlistment and new training orders meant my deployment was delayed by 48 hours. I wasn't on a plane. I was in a barracks room on the other side of the base, waiting. The first text came at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, the exact moment her bank would have opened. Sarah, why isn't the savings account password working? Reese, call me. The household card was declined at the gas station. Reese? I'm at the bank. They're saying I'm not on the account. What did you do? I just checked the balance. Where's the money? $500. There was $160,000. Where is it, Rice? I let her panic for an hour. Just watch the texts pile up. Then I replied. Which money, Sarah? The money you were going to steal from me? The nest egg? The dots appeared immediately. What are you talking about? I would never. I heard you on the phone with your mother 2 weeks ago. On the patio. My Ring camera records audio, by the way. Great investment. The dots vanished. She started calling. I didn't answer. Then the texts resumed. Pure fury. Sarah, you spied on me? That's illegal. You can't do this. I have no money. You left me with nothing. You're on a plane. You can't just leave me like this. I'll call your CO. I waited. Then I sent the last one. I'm not on a plane. I'm on base, and I'm not getting out. I just re-enlisted for 5 years. I'll be gone for a while, but my new lawyer will be in touch. He's serving you divorce papers tomorrow at the house. You have 30 days to vacate base housing. Have a good life. Her scream. I couldn't hear it, but I could feel it through the phone. The sheer, unfiltered panic of a plan vaporizing. Sarah, you're lying. You wouldn't re-enlist. You hate it. Reese, you pick up this phone right now, you monster. You can't just throw me out. I'm your wife. I blocked her. I blocked Brenda. I turned my phone off. I picked up my duffel bag and walked out of the barracks on my way to my actual deployment. My lawyer has the Ring camera footage, a copy of my new contract, and a very, very clear set of instructions. Update 1. It's been 3 weeks. I'm not deployed yet. My new orders put me in a holding status pending my training school. This has, apparently, made things more complicated for Sarah. First, thank you for the support. To the guys who DM'd me with similar stories, damn, I'm not alone. So, the fallout. Blocking her number was just a temporary fix. She's resourceful. She couldn't get me on my phone, so she did exactly what she threatened to do. She called my command. This is, for those who don't know, the nuclear option for a military spouse. It's a dependa move of the highest order. You're trying to get your spouse in trouble with their boss. I was in a pre-deployment brief when my first sergeant stepped into the room and crooked his finger at me. Not good. I walked into the CO's office. My CO, a captain who already looks permanently tired, was sitting there. My first sergeant stood next to him. Reese, my CO started, and his tone was not friendly. I just got off the phone with your wife. She was hysterical. She's claiming you've abandoned her. She's claiming financial abuse and that you've cut her off from all marital assets. She's also claiming you're mentally unstable and that your re-enlistment was a manic episode and that you're a threat to yourself and others. I felt the blood drain from my face. This is it. This is how they get you. A mental instability claim can ground you. It can pull your clearance. It can end your entire career, re-enlistment or not. I stood at parade rest. Sir, that is a calculated and false allegation. Is it? The CO asked. Because she sounded very convinced. She says you stole all your money and ran away. No, sir, I said. My voice was shaking, but I held it steady. I protected my money. Sir, my wife believed I was deploying on Tuesday. She had a detailed premeditated plan to empty my entire life savings, which is separate property from before our marriage, and abandon the marriage the moment I was wheels up. She was disappointed when she found the accounts empty and I was still here. The first sergeant snorted. The CO looked skeptical. That's a hell of an accusation, Reese. You have proof of that? Yes, sir, I do. I pulled out my phone. I had the Ring camera clip saved to my cloud. I had airdropped it to my laptop. I had it on a thumb drive. I was prepared. Sir, this is a recording from my back porch from 2 weeks ago. This is my wife, Serafina, speaking to her mother, Brenda. I placed the phone on his desk and hit play. We all listened in silence. I'll just wait until he's wheels up. I'll empty the savings file. By the time he gets back, I'll be long gone. I'll have the nest egg. He owes me this, Mom. The CO's face went from steel gray to a dark, angry red. He didn't look at me. He looked at the phone. When it was over, he was silent. She called you unstable after her plan to commit felony theft failed, the CO said. It wasn't a question. Yes, sir, I said. And this financial abuse? She's referring to the $162,400 of my separate property savings that I moved to a new, secure bank. She is also, I assume, referring to the fact that my lawyer served her divorce papers. As per base housing policy, she will have 30 days to vacate once the divorce is filed. The first sergeant spoke up. She's also been calling the front desk, demanding to speak to you, harassing the staff duty NCO. The CO nodded. He looked at me. The anger was gone. He just looked tired. Riss, you did the right thing. Protecting your assets is not abuse. And thank you for bringing this to us. This allegation, mentally unstable, this is a direct attack on your readiness and your career. We're not taking it lightly. He turned to the first sergeant. Top, get base security on the line. I want her formally trespassed from this building. She is not to contact me, you, or anyone else in this command. All future contact is through JAG or his civilian lawyer. Make sure the base commander knows what happened. We're protecting our guy on this. Roger, sir, Top said. Get out of here, Reese, the CO said to me. Go to JAG. Get your lawyer whatever he needs. We'll handle this. And congratulations on the re-enlistment. We're happy to keep you. I've never felt so vindicated. Sarah's plan to destroy my career? It just got her blacklisted. Of course, she found a way to text me, a new app. You told my CO you're trying to get me in trouble? They said they'll arrest me if I go to your office. This is your fault. Brenda is here. We're going to see a lawyer. You can't just keep all our money. I'm getting half. You'll see, you psycho. My lawyer, a shark named Mr. Varga, received their lawyer's first letter. The entitlement is breathtaking. They are demanding 50% of the $162,400, emergency spousal support of $4,000 a month, that I be forced to let her stay in base housing, that I pay for her lawyer, a guy who apparently specializes in getting military wives what they're owed, damages for emotional distress caused by my spying and deception. Varga's response was, in his words, brief and brutal. He sent them the audio clip in a single sentence. All claims are denied. We will see you in court. I'm packing my bags. My training starts next week. It's out of state. I'll be gone. Varga is handling everything. It's a weird feeling. I lost my marriage, but I'm pretty sure I just saved my life. Final update. It's been 10 months. I'm writing this from my new apartment. I'm at my new duty station on the other side of the country. My deployment was a deployment. Hard work. But it was simple. Simpler than the legal battle that was raging back home. The divorce was finalized last month. I gave my lawyer, Varga, a full power of attorney, so the entire thing was handled while I was deployed. I just got the full after-action report. It was a bloodbath for her. Sarah and her lawyer, and Brenda, who apparently attended every single meeting, went in with one strategy. He's a cruel, abusive, and mentally unstable man who abandoned his wife and stole their marital assets. Varga's strategy was simpler. She's a thief who got caught. The money. Her lawyer tried to argue that the $162,400 was a marital asset. Varga provided my bank statements, every last one, dating back 10 years. He showed the direct deposits of deployment bonuses, combat pay, and re-enlistment bonuses, all into that one savings account. He showed that the account was opened before I even met her. It was the definition of separate property. Her lawyer then tried to argue that my intent was to gift it to the marriage by giving her access. Varga's counter. His intent was to have a trusted partner manage his household in an emergency. Her intent, as evidenced by this audio, was to commit felony grand larceny. The court cannot reward a criminal conspiracy. The judge agreed. The audio clip was the kill shot. The judge ruled that the entire savings account was my separate and sole property. Her lawyer's face, Varga said, was a picture. Spousal support. They demanded $4,000 a month. They argued she was dependent on me and unable to work due to the trauma I inflicted. Varga presented the audio clip again. He argued successfully that you cannot claim support from a marriage you actively conspired to defraud. The judge denied all spousal support. Permanently. The assets. This is where I did lose. And I was fine with it. We had to split the marital property. This consisted of a 2018 Ford Explorer, the car I was paying for, about $12,000 worth of furniture, all on my credit card, but purchased during the marriage. About $3,000 in a household checking account. The judge ordered it all split. The car was to be sold. The furniture was to be sold. I told Varga to just give it to her. Sir? He asked. I don't want it. I don't want the hassle. Let her have the furniture. Let her have the $3,000. Let her take over the payments on the Explorer. I don't care. I'm starting fresh. Varga loved this. It made me look magnanimous in court, while Sarah looked greedy. She jumped at the offer. She got to keep the furniture. She got the $3,000. She got the Explorer. She and Brenda were apparently celebrating in the hallway. The consequences, the real ones. Sarah got the letter from the bank about the Explorer 2 weeks later. To keep the car, she had to assume the loan. She, with no job and no income, could not qualify. The car was repossessed from Brenda's driveway last month. The $3,000? Gone. Varga found out it went to pay the retainer for her lawyer, who was now billing her for the rest of his very high fee. The furniture? She had to pay to move it from base housing, which she was, indeed, kicked out of 30 days after the filing, to Brenda's house. I heard from a friend of a friend that most of it is crammed into Brenda's garage because her house is already full. So, 10 months later, Sarah's nest egg is $0 from my savings, $0 spousal support, no car, a garage full of furniture she can't use, a $15,000 plus legal bill, living in her childhood bedroom at Brenda's house. The final entitlement. I thought I was done. I was wrong. I got a certified letter at my new address. It was from Brenda. It was a 4-page handwritten letter. It was unhinged. It detailed all her sacrifices in housing and feeding Sarah for the last 8 months. It accused me of causing Sarah's deep depression and ruining her future. The last page was an invoice she was billing me. Room and board for Serafina, 8 months, $8,000. Groceries and incidentals, $2,400. Emotional distress and damages, $10,000. Total owed, $20,400. She wrote, "This is the least you can do. You owe us this. You broke her. Be a man and pay what you owe." I didn't even laugh. I just scanned it and emailed it to Varga. Varga's final move was a masterpiece. He sent a cease and desist letter to Brenda. It warned her that this was extortion and harassment, but he also included one final helpful document. When the Explorer was repossessed, the sale at auction didn't cover the full loan. There was a $4,380.07 in deficit. As the primary loan holder, I had to pay it. Varga's letter informed Brenda that if she wished to settle all outstanding accounts, I would be more than happy to accept her payment of $4,380.07 for the car her daughter was driving. He said, "Please let me know if you would prefer to pay via cashier's check or wire transfer. Otherwise, this correspondence is closed." That was 3 weeks ago. The silence has been absolute. I'm free. It cost me my marriage, my faith in people, and about $10 in legal fees. But I'm free. I have my career, I have my entire savings, and I have 5 more years to decide what I want to do next. And I'll be doing it alone. Which right now sounds pretty good.